wanted to start with a bit of a story. So I want to say like 3 years ago, I was playing baseball and I noticed every time I would throw the ball from the outfield that my shoulder would like burn. And I don't know, like I'm young, I should be able to just walk this off and it'll just go away, right? But then next year, baseball, same thing, like every game. And then the third year, same thing, every game. And then this past, I guess, winter, now it bothers me when I scrub the table. This is real life. I can't just quit baseball. Like, I got to scrub tables and you know, do real life things. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess I need to go see a doctor. So for the first time in my life, I think I went into a doctor's office with a problem where I wasn't just like taking my kid for something. And I said like, yeah, this is what's going on with my shoulder. And they're like, oh yeah, it's probably your rotator cuff that doesn't heal itself. Oh, so I should have just come 3 years ago. And then so I went for physio. And you know, this lady stabs me with needles and jabs her fist into my shoulder. And I mean, I think I had 4 or 5 sessions and I feel awesome now. Like it's all full range of motion and I played a few baseball games and nothing. So sometimes you just need outside help. But I feel like that story is like my whole life where I just thought like, oh, I can just walk it off and I'll just suck it up and it'll go away, and it doesn't. I need outside help. So where I was at, I guess a year ago, we'll start there because you know I can't tell my whole story in 10 minutes. A year ago, I was just like overcommitted to everything. I think I burnt out at my job probably 2 years ago, but I'm stubborn and I'm just gonna walk it off and suck it up and just keep doing what I was doing. And so I was working at a church. I was a youth pastor for about 5 years. And you know, like I can't quit. I'm quitting on God if I quit. And like I'm doing important things. I'm doing God's work. And so I would just do more and then double down. And like I have a construction background. So then people from the church would be like, oh, can you come and do this or come and do that? And like everybody wants the cheap trades guy. And so I just did everything all the time. And I would overcommit and I cannot say no. And I think that through doing all these things that I'm helping people, and I've come to realize I don't know if I've ever helped anyone in my life. I fix your problems, which when it's a house thing, that's fine. Like, you know, your toilet leaks, I fixed the leak, I fixed a problem. And in a way, I've helped you. But when it's like real life pastoral stuff, you have a real problem and I can't fix it. But that's what I try to do. I fix problems. I don't help people. So I'm working on that now. And I think it was like, I'm trying to prove that I'm valuable and I'm important and I have something to offer. And then there would be like, I'm just exhausted all the time. And like, I have 4 kids. So I'm exhausted normally. Just life is exhausting. And then you throw in, you know, caring for other people and trying to run a business and all these things. And like, it's just exhausting. And I'm a man, so the only emotion that I'm allowed to have is anger, right? And I mean, unless you guys came up different than I did, but like men couldn't have emotions, so anger was acceptable. But I'm a Christian, so I can't be angry. So like I'm exhausted and I have anger as my defense, but then I have shame because I'm like, I can't be angry. I'm supposed to be a Christian and love everybody. So it was just like this vicious cycle. And I think I was also angry because I had like these expectations for everyone where I think like if you would do this, I wouldn't have to come and fix your problem. And if you would deliver your life like this, then everything would be fine. And I mean, I'm not going to cram that down people's throats unless they're my kids and my wife. So eventually then we came to a point where this is when I hit my bottom. My wife was ready to leave because she's had enough of me being angry and shameful and whatever else was going on, that I refused to look inside and see what was going on. And I don't want outside help because I'm a man and I can figure it out and I'm going to walk it off and it's going to be fine. And then clearly it wasn't fine anymore. So that kind of got me thinking. And so within a day, I'm not sure if it was the same day or maybe the next day, my buddy texted me. So my wife said that she wanted to leave, and then the next day my buddy sends me a text message. And ironically, I think he was looking for help with his house, but he's nice, and that would be mean to just be like, hey, can you come and fix this? So he said, hey, how's it going? And for the first time in my life, I truthfully told him that I was having a hard time. And I don't know if I'd ever done that with anybody before. And it just so happened that this friend works at a rehab center. And so his solution, I don't know if he saw things in me that I didn't understand, or if his solution for everything is just the 12 steps, but it was Sean. So he starts showing me the 12 steps and how I'm trying to run the show and do all these things that I have no business doing because I'm not God, as much as I think that I should be. And so he starts talking to me about, running the show and how I'm trying to control everybody, and I give my kids jobs and I give my wife a job, and they're supposed to fulfill these roles, and then they don't, and then I'm upset, and it's just this vicious cycle again. But it all makes sense in my head. And like I'd heard Sean talk before. I brought him in as a youth pastor. Like he would come and speak to my youth group. So I've heard his story, and I would listen, and I'm like, oh yeah, me too. Like I'm the same. I get it. And so I don't know why it never clicked in my head that maybe I should look at what they've got going on. So then he invited me to start doing the steps, and then I had the next aha moment that I had was like, oh, like I'm the problem. Everyone else has, problems too, and we're all sick and we're all working through stuff, but like I'm the problem because I'm trying to blame everybody else for everything that's wrong in my life, and it's not your fault. The problem is me. And that was so free, that there's like this freedom in it's me, and I just need to get out of the way and let God be God and I'll be me. So hey, there was some snapping. I like, yeah. So everything isn't instantly better, and I mean, my wife was busy doing school tonight; she couldn't come. But if you talk to her, like I'm not the same person I was a year ago. I mean, I still have a wife, so that's got to say something for this is working. But there's just like this peace in knowing that God's got it figured out and He's got it under control. And like for years, I was praying that God would take away my anger and I could just be happy. And there was a point where I remember like lying in my bed, and He said like a breakthrough is coming. And I mean, there was a year in between that breakthrough, or that getting that word from God, and then my wife saying she was going to leave, and then there was probably another 6 months before I realized like, oh, now I'm at that point. Now I'm in that breakthrough. Like this is what God was saying was coming. There's like a year and a half there, where it was just waiting and awful and the same stuff. But now I can just rest, and like if God can bring me through that, then everything else will probably be fine. And now I have like everything's not better, but I'm happier and I have the tools. And like I've seen a couple friends who I haven't seen in a while, and they're like, you just look so relaxed now. And like I'm not trying to do everything and fix everybody's problems. And I mean, if you have a problem, that's your problem, and maybe I can help you, but I'm not going to fix it for you. Yeah. So I think that there's a lot to the steps, and if you're like me, and I've never done a drug in my life, and when I was a pastor, I was not allowed to drink for 5 years, and I was fine with that. So like, I don't think I have a substance problem. I just have a life problem. So like the first time I came into the rooms, and you're supposed to identify and say like, hi, I'm Nathan. and I'm like, I don't know what I am. Like, I just wanted to be like, I'm Nathan. I'm an embarrassment. Like, I don't know why I'm here. So I had to get someone to tell me what they call my problem. And so I identify as a codependent. And I'm still figuring out what that means, because there's like a lot. But I think it's a life problem. And it's like the steps are for everybody. So don't be afraid.